מה שאתה פושטים. אתה מעכב את המשיח.
משה.
With your permission. Спасибо, что пошли. Парашат Матот Масе. Always this parasha as the second in the Syria, what we call Shalosh Anuta. Chachamim told us last week parasha to read the Haftarah in Yirmiyahu. This Shabbat, Shimu, instead of Yirmiyahu as well. Chas v'shel Mashiach will not come. Next Shabbat, Chazon Yeshayahu ben Amos. Says the Gemara, you know, the 3 weeks that we are at, the 3 weeks of tragedies. Shulchan Aruch says the person has to be very careful in those 3 weeks. Very careful. Chachamim decided like 3 stages. This is parasha, actually Parashat Matot, this year. The Torah tells us that HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Moshe Rabbeinu, נקום נקמת בני ישראל מת המדיינים, מחר תאסף אל עמך. Go take revenge from the nation Midian, and then you're going to die. This is the last job, so-called, of Moshe Rabbeinu, is to take revenge, destroy the nation Midian, whatever it means, and then he's going to die. Why? What has to do killing Midian and Moshe has to die? If it's time to Moshe to die, he'll die. מדבר השם למשה לאמור. The Gemara said Moshe went and told them Israel this. You should know this is my last job. I'm going to kill Midian and I'm going to die. So the Torah tells us people came, Moshe drafted 12,000 soldiers, 12,000 helped the soldiers, and according to one opinion, 12,000 more to stay and pray for them. Send them on Tam ve'et Pinchas. Says the Gemara, on Tam ve'et Pinchas. Them and Pinchas. To tell you, Pinchas is equal to all of them together. Simple explanation means, you know, Pinchas is a tzaddik. Maybe that's what it means, just on the surface. The Torah has to emphasize it. What the Torah has to emphasize, how great Pinchas is. You should know, all those soldiers went, you should know this guy, Pinchas, is the real guy. It's like all of them together. And then what? What are you trying to say? Doesn't matter to me. Who wants to weigh people? To say this guy is more than that one, this rabbi is bigger than that one, Pinchas is bigger than them. What does it mean exactly? The Torah tells us Moshe gave him Pinchas, Klei HaKodesh, Chatzotzot HaTorah, gave him maybe Urim V'Tumim, what the Kohen HaGadol used to wear, the tzitz, what the Kohen HaGadol had to wear on his forehead. It's engraved Kodesh L'Hashem, holy for Hashem. Pinchas going to do war. Says the Gemara that Bilam, the magician, he was at Midian at the time. He came to collect his fee, that he gave the advice to Balak and his daughter to go tempt the Jews. And Balaam told Balak, you should know one thing. If you think, what does Hashem hate? Someone's going to ask you, what does Hashem hate? The Gemara said Hashem hates abomination. That's what he hates. He doesn't hate somebody that's over the Zarah. Somebody kills somebody he doesn't hate. But he does hate abomination. And Balaam knew it. And Balaam told Balak, you will get rid of the Jews. Assimilation. Assimilation with the non-Jews. Let them tempt them, and that's going to be finished. Elokeim shel elu soneh zima. That's it. That's what Hashem hates. Since the Gemara, Balaam came to Midian now, after it was an epidemic, 24,000 died and more. Happened to be that he is at Midian right now, while Am Yisrael attacking Midian. Says the Gemara, Balaam was a big magician, and when he saw them coming, he flew himself up. He knew how to fly. As a magician, also as well he flew 5 of the kings of Midian. Says the Gemara, they're flying in the air, and Pinchas had in his hand the seeds. And it says that it is holy for Hashem, Kodesh Hashem. And Pinchas was holding his sword like this, and Balaam made an emergency landing, straight on his sword. And also the 5 kings. It's not so important, those 5 people and Balaam, but still, the Torah wants you to know this. Et melchei Midian argu al chalelehem. The Torah wants you to know that those 5 kings that were responsible for Midian, they were killed by swords, the swords were hurled by people standing next to Pinchas, and Pinchas, so-called remote control, Balaam and the kings, straight on the sword, landing, emergency landing. Okay? Then Torah tells you that they came back from the war, and they brought some ladies along with them, and Moshe goes outside and screams at them, why do you bring these girls? What's wrong with you people? Those girls tempted Jews. Why you brought them over here? All these girls, they have to be killed. And Moshe, so-called, is angry at them, and of course they did it. And then Torah continues and tells us the officers, Sarei Alafim, Sarei Meot, the officers responsible for the thousands and for the hundreds came to Moshe. And told Moshe, look Moshe, what we have. We went to Midian and we got back some jewels from the girls. Some necklaces, some bracelets, some earrings, 5 things. I said we would like to donate it to the Mishkan. So Torah says Moshe accepted it because they said this should be like a forgiveness for us. The explanation of the Gemara says, Rashi says, you know, they came to Moshe and said, listen, we looked at the girls in the war, we had some nice right thoughts, so we need this kapara. This kapara. How does it work, this kapara? Somebody does a sin, he gets a kapara because he gives donation? Yes, the Rambam said yes. Rambam says, it's the kal lefi kocho. Somebody committed a sin before Selichot, you have to know the truth. If somebody did a sin, yes, says the Rambam, somebody does teshuvah, doesn't matter what he did. For lashon hara, for not saying Shema Yisrael on time, not have the right kavanah, put tefillin on, give the kapara. Rambam says, regret, promise, be ashamed that you did it, and then give tzedakah. So maybe what it means is, decided to give tzedakah. So, but they gave those things, the looted, so-called them. They took them away from the girls in Midian. Now they bring it to Moshe. Okay, of course, there's a Zohar to remember the Torah is not a story. Since the Zohar, Chas v'Shalom, you read the story, say, you know, it was a war with Midian, and Pinchas went, and they killed Bilam, and the officers came, and they told Moshe, we want to give a donation. The next story in the Torah is the last story in the Torah. מקנה רעב היה לבני ראובן ובני גד עצום מאוד. Two of the tribes, Reuben and Gad, had a lot of cattle, a lot of sheep. They came to Moshe and to Elazar and to Am Israel, to the people, and they said, listen, we are at the border going to Eretz Israel, so-called something like Jordan, Golan Heights, around there. We're not going to Israel. We would like to have permission, we want to stay here. I said, why do you want to stay here? There's a lot of grass over here. Since we have a lot of sheep and a lot of cattle, we're going to go to Eretz Israel, we're afraid, we're not going to have over there what to give the animals. We'd rather stay here. They come to Moshe, and Moshe says, this is a very bad idea. If you're not coming, Am Israel, the rest of the tribes, will hear it, that you want to stay here. They always say, oh, we're not going to Israel. Torah says, no, they say, don't worry, Moshe. We go and we're going to fight with them. And we're going to capture and conquer the Eretz Israel. And then we'll stay there until everybody gets his little house. And then we go back here. And Moshe said, okay, fine. You know what? Deal. You want to stay here? You don't want to go to Israel? Good. Stay here. But in one condition. You're going to go, drafted yourself with all Am Israel, and after Am Israel will capture, conquer the Eretz Israel, you go back to your houses. The Gemara says, the Gemara says later, 14 years, Am Israel fought and divided the land, and those people from Shevet Reuben and Shevet Gad stayed in Eretz Israel, left the wives and the children, all the fortune by themselves. After 14 years, the war was over, everybody got his real estate, they came back to the state over there. And the question is obvious. What do you mean? Because you have a lot of sheep. Why? The sheep what? This is your father, the sheep. This is your brother, the sheep. You have a lot of sheep? Leave them over there. Mashiach will come, and somebody says, listen, I can't come. I can't move to Israel. I have too many houses in Queens. I have too many buildings in Manhattan. I can't go to Israel. Can't go to Israel? Why? Because I have houses? This is an excuse? Because you have a lot of sheep, you can't go to Israel? Don't take the sheep to Israel. Who told you to take the sheep to Israel? Who said you have to be shepherds? Maybe you can work in computers. Maybe you have 99-cent store. Maybe you sell cars. You decided you want to be a shepherd, and therefore you said, listen, I have so many sheep, I can't move to Israel. You said, that's an excuse not to go to Eretz Israel? Excuse me, why did you come out of Egypt? To stay in America? For this, Moshe took out of Egypt? Remember what happened? The spies said they don't want to go to Israel. Hashem killed all of them. Here Moshe doesn't say anything. Moshe said, you know what? I just want to make sure that your act will not penetrate in somebody else's head, and they will not come to Eretz Israel. This is your problem, Moshe? We're talking about two tribes. 15% of Am Israel, they're not moving to Israel. They're staying over there. Why you let them? Excuse me, Moshe, why didn't you call HaKadosh Baruch Hu on the hotline? Ask Hashem. It doesn't say in the Torah. Because Moshe asked Hashem what to do. The Torah says that Moshe said, okay, what do you want to do? They said, we're going to go fight and come back. Oh yeah? Excuse me. You know what? Everybody will say the same thing. I'll go fight in Eretz Israel. I'll go back to America. I don't want to live in Israel. Who needs this headache? I want to have my private house. I want to have my business here, quiet life. Why, you have to capture Eretz Israel? Okay. I'll go on a plane. I'll go to Eretz Israel. They give me a gun. I'll go to Iran. I'll kill Ayatollah and come back. And Moshe said, okay. What do you mean that's okay? It's not okay. All of Israelis are quiet. 50% want to go to Israel. And Moshe said, you know what? You don't have to. What do you mean you don't have to? What does that mean? Because you're going to go fight? So what are you going to fight? The people fight in Afghanistan forever. That's not a reason to let somebody not to go to Eretz Israel. You're a Jew. You came out of Egypt to go to Eretz Israel. What kind of excuse is this? And then Torah says, you know what? That's what happened. At the end of the parasha, we read that Moshe agreed 100%. He told them, Kibana chalatenu yadim mizracha. He said, you know what? Don't cross the Jordan. Moshe tells Yehoshua and Elazar Kohen, he said, you know what? If they come along with you and they're going to fight along with you, let them go back. The wives and the children, all the sheep will stay here at the Jordan side. Let them come after everybody will fight. And they say they're going to stay till everybody is going to get his piece of land. Okay, bechavod. What's bechavod? What's bechavod? Who has such a thing? 2.4 million Jews died in Egypt 3 days before we left. Because they said, too much real estate we have in Egypt. How are we not going to Israel? What's wrong with this guy, Moshe? They died in bed, 2.4 million in 3 days. And here, Moshe said, okay, don't go. What do you mean don't go? What does that mean exactly? Let's call a Jew, you a Jew, to stay outside and Moshe goes to Eretz Israel. Yeshua will go to Eretz Israel. No excuse for this. No. Torah tells us, if you remember, Sefer Bereshit, Parashat Vayeshev, יביא יוסף ודיבתם רע אל אביהם. The Torah tells us, Yosef went to Yaakov and says, Papa, I want to tell you something about your children. I said, what do you want to tell me? He says, you know, the first thing what they do is they eat parts of the animal before the animal is completely dead. Okay? Okay, that sounds like a little sin. Benoach, okay. Okay. He said something else I saw. What else? I saw they go shopping to Macy's and they look over there at the sales girl. So you don't want to go to Macy's? Or you want to go to Lord & Taylor? That's what you got to say to Yaakov? I mean, that's such a big problem. Where's the problem? What? Excuse me. Before Matan Torah, before we got the Torah. So, Yaakov married 2 sisters. Amra married Yocheved. People married their own sister. People married their own aunt. That's correct. You're not allowed to have it, to do it. So Yosef tells the father, you know what? The brothers, they go and they go shopping and they look over there in the market. So, okay. What exactly the sin is? Where does it say in the Torah not to do it? In the Torah it says, Lo taturu, now. But before, that's the problem. By the way, the Gemara said the brothers did not keep Shabbat. Yosef kept Shabbat. הם יצאו את העיר, לא הרחיקו, החכמים, the brothers didn't keep Shabbat. You don't have to. Avraham kept, Yitzchak kept, Yaakov kept. Yeah. The Jews did not keep Shabbat in Egypt. So, Shabbat, they're allowed to do anything, but they can't go look at Macy's. That's worse. Then Yosef said, you know what, something else? Okay, what else? It says, you know, the brothers, Reuben, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda, Issachar, Zvulun, they call Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher. Hello? Slavey. Slavey? What's slavey mean? Oh, you know, your mother, Bila, your mother, Zilpah, they used to be maids. So you, Miss Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, what is this? 25%? 25% of the Shvatim? No, it's not. 1/3. 33%. They call them new slaves. So Yosef goes to his father and says, Papa, that's what they do. And says, what is the big deal? What is it? It's not nice. Okay, I understand it's not nice to call somebody name, you know, Slavic. In Russia, you call it Slavic. They want Russians. So what's the big deal? Torah says, Yosef went to his father and said, the brothers are not good. They're not good. Why not? The Gemara Yerushalmi tells us a secret in our lifetime. You should know, says the Gemara Yerushalmi, with all the respect to all of us, the Gemara says you should know a person can sail in this world and then he will go to Gan Eden. And after he will go to Gan Eden, Mashiach will come one day and come out of Gan Eden. The dead people will rise. And then it's going to be Yom Hadin HaGadol, the big day of judgment. Then the Navi says, the Gemara says that Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to check each one with a magnifying glass. To go to Gan Eden is not a big deal. If you have a positive balance, you have a good lawyer, you go to Gan Eden. But to get up, Tchilat HaMetim is also, he did the right thing, he didn't charge interest, he did the right mitzvot, you get up. But then it's going to be Olam Haba. You don't know what it is. But it's in Eretz Israel. And then HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to rejudge the world. Says the Gemara, one day Shaul HaMelech wanted to find out to go to war, not to go to war. He went to a magician, Balat Ov. And he said to her, listen, can you do me a favor? It's called science. Can you get somebody from Gan Eden to me? And what is his name? This is his name, Shmuel ben Chana. So the lady had some kind of bones from dead people, and she said, I'm going to get this guy down, straight from Gan Eden. Says the Gemara, all of a sudden Shmuel HaNavi was in Gan Eden. He felt like somebody vacuumed him out of Gan Eden, like he's being pulled out of Gan Eden. He couldn't stop it. The Gemara says he ran to Moshe Rabbeinu. He told Moshe, you know what it is? So Moshe said, what? He said, I'm being pulled out of Gan Eden. You know what it is? I think this is the day of judgment. I think Hashem is going to bring now Mashiach, and it's going to be Olam Haba. Can you do me a favor, Moshe? Come with me right now to be a witness that all the halachot that I said while I was alive, I did the same thing what you taught Am Israel. You know, at the end, of course, it was not the day of judgment. It's just this magician lady pulled him out of Gan Eden to ask him a question for Shaul. Let's call it Yom Hadin HaGadol, the big day of judgment. Big day of judgment. To get to earn Olam Haba, you have to be qualified. And you have to be extra pure and holy to be able to stand forever with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Says Gemara Yerushalmi, look, the Torah tells you a story. Hashem goes and tells Moshe, go take revenge from the Midianim. And then you're going to die. So you know why? Because Moshe, says the Gemara, you did something not 100%. So what did I do? Well, you should have jumped against Am Yisrael with the sword and kill all those ones that were doing a sin with the non-Jewish girls. Says the Gemara, listen, Moshe, when Am Yisrael did the golden calf, you came downstairs, right? You came down, you had the luchot, the tablets, and you broke it. And you said, who is next to me? And let's go and kill all those sinners that did the golden calf. How come you are quiet here? Says the Gemara, listen, Moshe, this is now your job. Go take revenge, but then you have to die. The Torah will tell you, okay, that's how the war goes, okay? Drafted people and Pinchas. You know who is Pinchas? The Gemara, I'll tell you who Pinchas is. Since 2 weeks ago, the Torah tells us this one guy from Shevet Shimon, the president, is coming towards Moshe with a non-Jewish girl and asks Moshe, can I marry this girl? I'm going to Temple Bethel with her. Says the Gemara, Pinchas saw it. He saw this man taking this girl. Says the Gemara, it reminds him a law. What is the law? The law is if you see a Jew go out with a non-Jewish girl, he gets married to her, Kanaim pogim bo, you're allowed to kill him. A Jew should marry a Jew. But the Arabs is the same, you should know. But the opposite. They want only Jewish girls. Says the Gemara, he saw the act and he reminded himself the law. You know what it means? Chachamim said, let me tell you something. In this world, when you see something, you have to transfer what you see into Shulchan Aruch, into Halacha. Into Halacha. He said, Baal Shem Tov one time saw a person smoked a cigarette on Shabbat. So Baal Shem Tov said, oh, what do you think I saw this guy for? I have to remember halacha. So Baal Shem Tov said, you know what it is? I tell you what it is. It means I don't keep Shabbat. Why? You don't keep Shabbat, Baal Shem Tov? No. Baal Shem Tov said, you know, a Talmid Chacham, a tzaddik is like Shabbat. I'm the Baal Shem Tov. I don't give no respect for any Talmid Chacham. That's why I saw this guy smoked on Shabbat. For me to learn something. You know what I have to learn from it? I'm going to Pozna. Because there was a big tzaddik, Pnei Yoshua, and he used to smoke. I mean cigarettes only. He used to smoke. Baal Shem Tov went over there and lit the cigarette for him. He says, the guy said, what is the Baal Shem Tov all about? He said, let me tell you. I saw somebody smoked on Shabbat. I have a lighter to light your cigarette, to respect. Everything that you see in your lifetime, you have to translate it and to think, what is the message, what's the halacha? Why I saw this, and what's the halacha? Because in Olam Haba, HaKadosh Baruch Hu teaches us halachot, says the Zohar. That's the goal in life, halacha. Of course, you have to know how the halacha came, why the halacha is like this, what is the comparison to this halacha. But the goal in your life is halacha, because in Olam Haba you learn halacha. Says the Torah, let me tell you who guy Pinchas is. Pinchas worries about Olam Haba. In one word, what is Pinchas? Pinchas worries about Olam Haba. And therefore, Pinchas went and killed the guy. I said, because I remember this halacha. That halacha says the Zohar, because somebody does that thing, he won't have Olam Haba. You get married to a goy of no olam haba. If you look at ladies, you don't have olam haba. If you call somebody by name, slavey, you have no olam haba. That's what Yosef told his father. You know, Papa, in all the respect, the brothers don't keep Shabbat. Okay. They don't eat kosher food. Okay. They don't shake lulav. Okay. But you know they do three things. If those three things, you lose your ticket to Olam Haba. You can be in Gan Eden, you can get up in Chat HaMetim, and with your Olam Haba, it's going to be the big day of judgment. And they ask you, excuse me, did you ever call somebody a name? You say, what's the big deal? He says, Pirkei Avot. He says, Halacha. says the Gemara, Mechaneh Shem Lechavero, אין לו חלק לעולם הבא. It doesn't matter, it can be Reuben, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda, Issachar, Zvulun. What is this all about? It says, you're not getting Olam Haba. He said, why? Why am I getting Olam Haba? Because you go to Macy's and you look at the girls. So what? What's the sin? Then I said to him, says the Gemara Yerushalmi, look, those officers that came back from the war, they came to Moshe and told Moshe those words. Moshe, listen, we went to the war, we went to the houses, and we stripped from the ladies earrings, bracelets, necklaces, and other things, jewels. We did not look at them. We did not blink at them. And chas v'shalom, we didn't chat with them and talk to them. And you know what? Here we are bringing you those jewels. You know why? This should be for us a witness for the big day of judgment. You want to be in Olam Haba? You want to get free from the big day of judgment? The eyes and your mouth. That's what Yosef told his father. My brothers will not get Olam Haba. Because my brothers look at the ladies, the goy ladies on the street, in the shopping center. And my brothers name my brothers slaves, because they were born from the two maids, Bila and Zilpa. He says, what are you trying to tell me, Yosef? Did I get never Olam Haba? You know what the Gemara says about Yosef? Gemara said, listen, the lady came, Eshet Potiphar wanted to do a sin with Yosef. Yosef said to her, listen, leave me alone. So the lady said, you better look at me. Yosef said, I look at you when you be in a coffin. The Gemara says she went and she made a special piece of iron and stuck it on Yosef's neck, that he should have his face like this, because all the time he had the face down. Says the Gemara, girls walked nuts and nude in the palace of Potiphar. Yosef never looked at them. You know what the Gemara says? The lady told Yosef, you know what? You don't want to do a sin with me? Just be friends. So you know what the Gemara says? Liot ima ba'olam haba. V'lo shama elea. The Torah says in the text, Yosef did not listen to her. To be with her and to just be next to her and talk to her and be friendly with her. Because this you lose Olam Haba, says the Gemara. You look at Rashi, Rashi brings it. Parashat Vayeshev. Liot ima le'olam haba. A person is to worry all the time. I'm okay. I do mitzvot. I keep Shabbat. I come to Bet HaKnesset. Okay. Would you be able to get free from the big day of judgment? This is the Pinchas. That's the purpose of the Torah. That Moshe screamed at them when they came back from the war and said, why you brought those girls? What's wrong with you people you've been going over here? What's wrong with you? And then those officers came to Moshe and said, Moshe, we have some things as witness that we did not do, we didn't even look at them. In order for us to have Olam Haba. And the Gemara says, you know, Abotai, Pinchas is Eliyahu. Eliyahu Navi is Pinchas. So this guy never died. Wow. Why he never died? Because he was thinking on Olam Haba all the time. Never thought about anything else as that. Olam Haba. As Pinchas, and later on, Olam Haba. Olam Haba, Olam Haba. הנה אנוכי שולח לכם את אליהו הנביא. The last sentence in the Tanakh, Hashem said, Eliyahu is coming. לפני בוא יום השם הגדול והנורא, before the big day of judgment. People think, Eliyahu is going to come. He's going to come, what? To tell you Mashiach is coming. Mashiach is not the destination. The destination, you should stay after the big day of judgment. And the text reads it. I'm sending you Eliyahu Navi before the big day of judgment. To do teshuvah. ונבוא ויקד את כל הארץ חרם. The last sentence in the Tanakh. Be careful. It's going to be a big tsunami. A big earthquake. People will not stay alive. But Eliyahu, he will come Pinchas, and he will tell you, listen, it's not teshuvah. It's not selichot. It's be prepared to be here in Olam Haba. This is why we have 3 weeks. The first week, think about Beit HaMikdash. And then Tchiyat HaMetim. And then next week is Olam Haba. Let's prepare ourselves for this. And that's the purpose of the Torah. That's what Pinchas is equal like all of them. Because all of you do mitzvot. Pinchas thinks mitzvot is not enough. You have to think halachot, because you want to learn halacha with Hashem in Olam Haba. How you be qualified for this? You watch your eyes and you watch your mouth. That's what Yosef told his father. It's not okay watching, not watching. Eating the right thing, not eating the right thing. Saying the wrong words to somebody, calling somebody's name. I said, this is yes Olam Haba or no Olam Haba. That's how sensitive the subject Olam Haba is. And that's what the Gemara tells us, that's what Chachamim tell us. I don't know what it is, Olam Haba. But it's not a destination. You're going to get up at Tchiyat HaMetim, it's going to be day of judgment. So you make sure that you pass it. Eyes is the first so-called lawyer for you to be exempt from the tragedies. Especially in the summertime. You have to ask, Kadosh Baruch Hu, I want to see you, Berachamim. With mercy, it means the Mashiach will come.